Hello, beautiful divine being. Thank you so much for tuning into another video. I'm super excited to film this video today on how to get more woke. And the reason why I feel like this is super important, especially going into 2020, because 2020 will be a year full of big things. It's a year of perfect vision. It's a year where people can see through the bull, and more people will get awakened on a global conscious level. So it's super important for us to get a little head start, to really equip ourselves with the best knowledge and to help kickstart this awakening process and just be a little bit more woke, a little bit more aware of what's really going on in the world and really to see the truth. And the reason why is because we are systematically being oppressed without even knowing in very subliminal ways, through the healthcare system, pharmaceutical system, financial system, education system, political system, yada, 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 right? So it's super important for us in order to reach our full potential, in order to reach actualization, enlightenment, for us to equip ourselves with the best knowledge so that we can walk our path feeling empowered and know that we can actually create our reality. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video on how to get more woke. Let's go. So what does it mean to get more woke? In my opinion, it is to be more aware of the truth, aware of the reality that we live in. The reality can be a lot of different things, but today I want to talk about systems in particular. And that's because we live in a time where there's a lot of things that's happening in the world that's not certainly beneficial to the human race, and systems are being exposed, the flaws of it, how it got originated, who are profiting from this system, who are being oppressed from the system. So it's very important for us to realize these things because we are living in it and we're contributing to it without us even knowing and without us having a choice. And let me go a little bit deeper. For example, when you go to an education system, a lot of different things, what you learn is already predetermined. And in some countries, you can't even be homeschooled. So think about who actually creates the curriculum and why are certain things there and why certain things aren't. And you have to think back to the education system. I'm just taking this as an example. It wasn't really created to produce original thinkers, creators, inventors, entrepreneurs. It was created to supply the workforce. So people behind the education system had a certain agenda. And if they want people to think a certain way, they can just push information and leave out things that are super valuable and super helpful and super empowering, but they just don't want you to have that information. So that's why you won't see people talking about personal development in school, entrepreneurship, like spirituality and things like that, because it's not really helpful on a economic level. It's easier to control you if you're a little bit dumber, right? So this is just one example, but there's also different examples just within, for example, the pharmaceutical industry, right? The toothpaste that we use, most of it has fluoride in it, and fluoride kind of messes up our pineal gland, which is a very important gland to secrete like serotonin, melatonin, and it also helps activate our first eye or our third eye, which is very profound to our spiritual development. So if there's fluoride in the water that we drink, there's fluoride in the toothpaste that we use, why is it there? Can it be fluoride free? Obviously they can create a toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride in but still can do a good dental job, but why is it not the case? So like I'm saying, like there's certain things that if you don't dig a little bit deeper, if you don't follow into the rabbit hole, if you don't follow your innate curiosity, your inner Alice, you won't figure these things out, because these things will not be spoon fed to you. Instead of, they would feed lies to you, they would feed misinformation to you. So it's super important for us to be skeptical, have that lens on, and to be dubious and trust nothing, question everything until you do your own research, and so that you can always refine your perspective. Things that you think are absolute lies, question them, maybe they could be truth, vice versa. So it's super important for us to get more awake in order to reach our full potential, being aware of the truth that we live in. And to do that, it's super important and straightforward, and I hinted that already, and that is to tap back into your childhood mindset, your curiosity, and just ask questions. When we are young, most of us always ask why is the sky blue, mom? Why do we eat this dad. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's super important for us to regain that curiosity, not just accept everything that comes our way, because that's for sure is not the best way to reach full enlightenment. That's not the best way to be empowered. I understand that this could be a big task to do, especially if you have a job, if you have a family to run, if you are already like handling your studies, you know, like I have to do like extra research. Oh my goodness, right? What I'm saying is create the habit of just diving a little bit deeper, because most of us just search on a very surface level, but very little of us actually dive deep into the rabbit hole and like question, ask, and then have conversation with the experts. I'm saying we can create that habit of empowering ourselves for searching for the absolute truth, so that we know how to make the best decision based on the best information that we have. And the tricky part here is that we don't know what we don't know. So it's super important for us to expose to people who are smarter than us, people who are experts in different fields. And you know, I really learn a lot when I talk to people who I really admire and just have a good conversation. They will tell me things that I normally don't know, and I don't even know how to search for that, and it just expands your knowledge base, which is amazing. So super important, just go out there, follow your inner Alice, and dig and peel the layers of the complexity of the system that we live in. And also it's super important for us to zoom out on the macro view sometimes, because you know, on our daily hustle and grind, we always like focus on the little stuff, right? Like getting your laundry done, like, you know, getting your nails done, things like that. I mean, that's like life stuff, right? So it's super important for us to like zoom back out into the macro and think about just the humanity in a macro perspective. Think about the history, think about where we're going in the future, and that just gives you where we are in terms of timeline of history and where we're going, and how you want to position yourself to live a really fulfilled life, so that you know, you're not just following the herd, you're actually like using your conscious brain, and you're actually thinking about how to create that future that you want to live in, because we're all creators and it's a gift that we all have. So you know, it's super important to utilize that. So what I'm saying is that, you know, if you want to get a little bit more awakened, get a little bit more woke, follow your inner Alice, start doing some research, dive deep into the rabbit hole, and when you see the rabbit, which is a true gift, your paradigm of the world will shift. Maybe it's just one little thing, like for example, the financial industry. Oh my goodness, like the banking system is such a scam. Four horsemen, 96% of mutual funds do not perform as well as the index fund. And when you're there, your paradigm shifts, and like, oh my goodness, like this is knowledge that I wish I knew like yesterday. And now you get more excited about life. Your heart starts pumping, and that's the beauty of it. Like when your heart pumps and you're like psyched about life, now you know you sparked a little fire, and you can keep going by like just doing research. So sometimes when I feel a little bit down, sometimes when I feel like, you know, I'm plateauing in terms of my growth, I'll go back into research mode and be like, okay, let me like open my research board. What do I want to dig? Okay, let me look at history. Why is this? And have just conversation with like really smart people in different domains of expertise. And boom, man, you get a little bit more awakened. You get a little bit more aware of the reality that we live in, and we can take control and we can maximize our influence of our lives. And I think that's the beauty of it. That's the amazing thing of like being on this journey of self-development, just getting a little more awakened, like on a personal development level as well as a spiritual development level. The truth will set us free. It will empower us. And the reason why I want to make this video, because we live in a time where the world really needs our collective efforts to be the best version of ourselves, to maximize our contribution to help make this world a better place. If you believe in that cause, if you vibe with that kind of thinking, you know what, absolutely being a little bit more woke, being a little bit more aware of what is truly happening in the world, knowing the light, knowing the dark, so that we can really like make a difference collectively. And if everyone just do their part together, we can make a huge difference. And I know that we can live in a world where it's a little bit beautiful for our kids, for our grandkids, for ourselves, whatever that case may be. So, you know, like go out there, find a cause, dig deep, follow the rabbit, and when you see it, it's a gift, and your paradigm will shift. So that's all I want to say today. Thank you so much for watching this video. And oh yeah, check out divicati.com if you are interested in becoming the best version of you and you want someone to guide you in that process through life coaching. We're there. We're gonna help you. I know how it feels like to be a little down and want someone to just like pull you back up, or have a goal, don't know how to reach it, too scared to follow your heart, but want someone to guide you. Check us out. We might be a good fit for you. and you can schedule a discovery coaching call. Go on a call, all serving, no selling. And if we are a match and you vibe with it, then we can work together and really help kickstart your transformation, help you be the best version of you, kick some ass, follow your heart, be more aligned with your purpose and your journey, and just, live a more empowered and fulfilled life. And that's what we're about at Divicati. Thank you so much. I'm really pumped, really blessed to make this video for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you one more time before 2020. Peace.